Hello, my name is Kristen. I live in a van with my cats, and I sell and share happy thoughts, and this is the Happy Thoughts Podcast.
Hi, we are on episode 47, and I am back on the road in a different way. Past 3+ months, I have been really contemplating my life and figuring out is a long term. I've been thinking about and struggling with what is my purpose in all of this, and what is it that I want to do, and what is it that I feel like I need to do, and when do those go together, and when do they not go together, and what changes are happening, and am I aware of the changes that are happening? And I'm not always aware of the changes that are happening, but the universe makes me aware. That's nice. So for anyone new here, I hand out happy thoughts to everybody that I meet, and I have a business. The business started as a knitting and sewing business, and I was just really anxious to sell and to talk to people. So I was handing out these thoughts that were helping me feel brave, and then they turned into a business themselves. So now I create a product of 365 pages of happy thoughts that you can have for a year. You can share with your world just like I share with my world. And the sharing them has always been the foundation of the business. It's always been why I'm here and still going. And having a product is awesome because that does help sales. That helps with the money. And I've been wholesaling across the country. I'm on Amazon. I have a website. And I'm doing the things, but I'm not a business person. I mean, I kind of am now because I'm a mess. But my energy doesn't increase when I'm trying to figure out a distributor or making a sale with a big company. I mean, I do love it, but it's not where I feel drawn to. So last year I had this realization moment of I'm going to these markets and then I'm trying to be like the people that are there, and what I'm doing is not sane, and not in a judgmental way or anything, just like nobody knows what I'm doing. Nobody's going to a market thinking, hey, you know what we need to pick up if people are happy about. Although that would be a dream world for me. I would love that. That is not the world we live in right now. So I hand out happy thoughts because I eat and it helps me, and it's what drives this entire business, whether there's sales or not. I'm trying to find spaces where the handing out happy thoughts can be as pure as it is, which means I have to create a brand, I guess, which I've been working on, but in a different way. I've been trying to do this very quietly and fit into boxes that already exist, even though I'm always like, what are the happy thoughts? Instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. And I get that sometimes, and there's always another box. There's always a box to find yourself in, no matter how different you're thinking or how much change is happening. I'm finding that grief is its own type of box, which you get to deal with a bunch of things there too. So I'm working on how to share what I've learned from happy thoughts personally, and sharing them and what I want to share with other people. This whole business has really grown itself, and that's pretty crazy. All of it has happened through the tiny moments of connection that happen when two people are feeling the same thing at the same time. And I'm very fortunate that I've gotten to be one of those people, 100,000 times. Through that experience, it's really changed my brain. It's changed how I think. I've handwritten thoughts like Maya Angelou, "You alone are enough," or Abraham Hicks, "The better you feel, the more you allow." Like all of these people saying you can do it. And I'm writing it and saying it, which does impact neuroplasticity. I know that my brain is different, and I know that there's really big change happening, and I know it is helping me get through what I'm going through right now. And I want to share that because I'm sitting on something that is literally growing itself. I feel like I'm bringing a kid with me and just trying to help it grow. It keeps on reaching and doing things that I wouldn't do. And then I'm like, good job, let's keep going. And then we keep going, and I don't know what's happening. So I'm gonna share some of the things that I've learned in a bear capacity. So there are three main things that I've noticed when I hand out happy thoughts. I see it with every person, whether they're young or old, or no matter their political beliefs or their religious beliefs or their race and their gender or their sexuality. There's this simplifying moment with a thought that is just telling you that you're enough, or that you can do the thing you want to do and go easy on yourself. I see this little smile happen, and there are three things that I've noticed. One, we all want to be loved. Every single one of us just wants to be loved. We want to matter. We want people to see us and respect us, and we want what we have to offer to be valued. And we want to connect. Like, we really want to connect. And nobody wants to be alone, even if we think we want to be alone. We're humans, and we're hardwired for connection, as Brene Brown says. So I'm going to talk more about those things, but what I wanted to focus on today was sharing kind of what I'm up to and where I'm at. While I was in whatever space you want to call it the past few months, I was trying to create this thing that I'm talking about. I was already working on this thing. I do want to share it. That was the plan. But also, when a big emotional thing happens, you kind of get off track, perhaps, or you're less focused, or you don't have the same bandwidth for it. But I have to have that bandwidth because I don't have access to markets in the same way, and that's just not where I'm meant to be right now. And so I had to create something. I was like, well, that's a lot. And so I kind of just started listening. I tried to listen to the people who were in the happy thoughts. I was listening to Thoughts on Surrender by Thich Nhat Hanh, and I was trying to find different videos and clips to back up the things that I'm saying, because it's been a very chaotic road and really feeling driven. While I was doing that, I noticed that I was listening to mostly Elizabeth Gilbert interviews and podcasts. She's the author of The Pray Loud, Shopping Magic. She's a deep thinker and an author and a person who cares about healing and sharing her experience with that. It's pretty awesome. And it turns out she lost someone that she loved 6 years ago, and she walked her to her death. And so her experience with relationships and really death was strangely on point with what I was going through. So I got, one could say, a little obsessed, and I just listened to as many podcast interviews as I could find of Elizabeth Gilbert. And then I looked her up, and she has a workshop literally an hour or two away from a friend that I was going to visit anyways, at the same time that I was going to visit. And that feels like a nudge, and I'm taking up right now. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm listening to the little nudges of the universe. So I looked at the prices, and it's not that expensive. And I'm able to go. So I'm going. So I'm going to go meet Elizabeth Gilbert this month. I have sent her 2 versions of Happy Knots when I've done my Happy Thinker Thank Yous. She was in the first round of my very first product. I should have waited on sending those out, but Oprah got one too. And then when I got the Kickstarter funded, I sent her another one. Who knows if she actually got them, but you know, the chances are better if you keep trying. So I'm going to try to give her some happy thoughts at the end of the month. And I also want to do this workshop because she's a person that I admire, obviously, and hear about the things that she says, and I think it will be healing for me. And I'm working on this thing of how to share what I'm working on and share what I'm experiencing and helping other people experience it with me, which sounds workshoppy, I'm not going to lie. So I think it'll be really good for the business too. So that's what I'm doing. I'm driving to New York, and I am planning to go back to California eventually. I do not know what that timeline is, but I think I will know a lot more this month, and I like knowing more. That is one of my favorite things, knowing things. I'm going to leave with this. So there are 3 things that I've noticed with Happy Thoughts, but I think the foundation of all of it is gratitude. I think that gratitude is a way of hacking your brain patterns. We only have so much room in our brains. And we get to choose what we fill it with. Recently, I had a deep chasm form in me. I'm very aware of the space that exists with loss, and with that knowledge or awareness, I'm just very aware of what I'm filling it with, and I want to be conscious of that. Gratitude is such a simple way of filling your brain with things that will bring better things. Like, what we're focusing on is what we attract. I think that we're in agreement on that. I don't know if there's people that don't agree with that. If you don't, that's okay. But there is info on that out there. But saying I'm grateful for the rain right now, or I'm grateful for this van, or I'm grateful for the cat's health, in those minutes that I was grateful for them, I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about how there's traffic right now and I really hope I don't rear end this person in front of me. I wasn't thinking about how the rain could get really heavy and vision could be challenging, or that health is fleeting and the cats might get sick, or all of those things are real too. They for sure can happen. But thinking those things does attract the negative. we change our reality. So we are living in that worry. We are living in that worry. If we are not living in that worry, we are not living in that worry. Our experience is literally dictated by what we think about. And I think gratitude is the best hack to neuroplasticity. Like, it will change your brain. And if your brain's changed, your experiences will change. Just say things you're grateful for, and you're not worrying about the other things. There's a clip that I found, Brene Brown talking to Oprah. She's talking about how joy is the most terrifying emotion that humans can feel. And it's like, what? And it is. And she references how when things are going really well, like the job is good, the relationship is good, the home is good, all of it is going great, there's that moment of, what's going to happen? And she calls it foreboding joy. Like, we're trying to eat tragedy to the punch by not feeling too much. Basically, we avoid those super joyful moments because you could just stay in the middle and it feels like you're saving yourself from something challenging. But in her research, she was talking to people who have gone through tragedies, and the things that they find out are the little things like screen door shutting or the smell of the kitchen they're making food, or just the little things that can bring you so much little joys. And she was talking about how there are people that feel joy and there are people that don't feel joy. And I'm sure there are people in the middle. The people who feel joy feel the same sense of foreboding. They feel the same worry of this is going to leave. But what they practice in that moment is gratitude. So they find things that they're grateful for. And the word practice is very important because it's not that they feel grateful, it's that they know it's time to feel grateful. I think the hardest time to think of things you're grateful for is when things are really challenging. And that's the biggest time that it can change your mindset. And honestly, when you're feeling bad, we're generally looking for something to make us feel better, but we just don't think that it's us. We think go get a massage, or we think going somewhere, and someone needs to say the right thing, or someone else needs to be there. If that thing would have gone right, things would have been better. But we have so much power in just changing our thoughts. And that's my thoughts on that. So I'm going to keep talking about the things that I'm working on, because I need to get better at just talking about all this stuff. I should read a happy thought. I have 2 on the dashboard. I'm going to read, well, I'll just pick one. Okay. Courage is contagious. Brene Brown. What you do, especially what you do when you're scared, allows other people to see that they can do things when they're scared. And we're a fearful bunch. It doesn't take that much for us to be scared. And it doesn't have to stop us, you know. Okay, that's all.
Thanks for listening. Happy Thoughts are available on my website, thehappythoughtproject.com, and Amazon, and Fair for Wholesale. And we're on the Instagram, Happy Thoughts by Kristen. If you want to follow or leave a review on the podcast, you'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you, YouTube viewers, for being here.